It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined again by Pat Rillera. She is the Regional Executive Director of MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, overseeing 4 very large counties. They are Los Angeles,
Orange, Ventura, and San Bernardino.
So sadly, you know that a lot of folks lose their lives, lose their limbs as a result of drunk driving. Give us a sense of the severity of the crisis.
It's a pretty severe crisis. I can tell you here in California, with the latest statistics, which are from 2012, there were 802 individuals who lost their lives as a result of a drunk or drug driver. And that number might seem low to some people, but really it's a 100% preventable crime. Right. And so we are really advocating for those individuals who are going to drink to make sure that you drink responsibly, because it's a huge, huge issue. And
it's interesting you mentioned that, because a lot of Angelenos, folks in the area, would say, well, we don't have good public transportation, it's hard to access, and taxi cabs are expensive, they take too long. But now there's other technology, Uber, Lyft. I mean, the excuses are dwindling.
This is true. There are options. And so, like you said, there are options. You can call Uber, I mean, you can call a taxi.
Right.
And any of those options are always less expensive than getting a DUI. And that's what I can tell you.
Or taking the life of someone.
Or taking the life of someone. And actually, if you've listened to the news locally here, within this year, we've had a lot of local accidents, a lot of crashes that are really drug and drunk related.
Right.
We've had law enforcement who've lost their lives as a result of drunk driving. We recently had a candlelight vigil, and part of that vigil really was to bring attention to those law enforcement who really are MADD's natural partners.
Right.
And really to just bring light to the fact that now even law enforcement are getting affected by this terrible crime of drinking and driving.
I think I told you the last time we spoke, when I was 19, I drank and drive once. I will admit it on the air. I did not get a DUI, but it was horrifying. And in a very kind of perverse way, I am so glad it happened, because it will never happen again.
Well, you know, you're one of the good people who actually learn from the experience, and so that's a good thing. And so that's what we would like most people to get. If you do make that mistake, that you learn from that mistake. Unfortunately, that's not the case, because the first time offender who is typically arrested for DUI is usually driven about 80 times before they're arrested. So that becomes a pattern. And so what we want to do is we want to bring attention to this issue. We want to rally the community. So
and
that
you are rallying the community.
We are rallying the community.
Yeah, and you're doing that on October 18th from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at a 5K walk. Tell us all about it, Pat.
On October 18th, we are having walks, and so we're actually having walks in several locations in Los Angeles. It's the biggest fundraiser for MADD, and really it's designed to rally the community. It's to support those victims. One of the biggest areas of responsibility for Mothers Against Drunk Driving is supporting victims of crimes. And I think a lot of people don't understand that we do that, but we provide free services to those victims, because as you can imagine, that's a very traumatic time for a family. So we want to continue to provide those services. And so,
what about for perpetrators? Do you help them? Rehabilitation at all?
You know, we don't. That's really not our niche area. But what we do have for the perpetrators, or we have classes called Victim Impact Panel classes, and we invite them to these classes. And part of that discussion in that class is we have a victim, and that victim will discuss with this panel of people, individual. It's very powerful.
Okay, I want to remind our viewers, the walks on October 18th, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. in...
There's one in Long Beach, and that's at Granada Beach in Long Beach, and there's one in Orange County. So we have one at Huntington Beach.
Perfect.
So,
she is Pat Rillera. She is the Executive Director, Regional Executive Director of MADD. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition.